Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Fall 2019 Flex Day. My name is Erin Craig, and I'm the Flex Day Coordinator. And I just want to say a couple details before we get going. The first is if you did not sign in this morning, when this session is over, please make sure that you sign in on the tables outside, and we will have multiple sign-in sheets throughout the day through our work. The theme for our Flex Day this time is the power of collaboration. So instead of all day you sitting there receiving information, we will be working together, working in our departments, and really taking care of many things that have been outstanding, that are upcoming, and working together, which will also be threaded throughout our Flex Day in the spring. So I'm not going to take much time, of course. Those of you that know me know I can talk forever, but please join me in welcoming President McGrath for his session.
Good morning. I grew up in Big Bear. I don't know how often or the last time you were in Big Bear. The size of Big Bear is about 15,000 people. And on the weekend, we get about 150,000. So we go from a small little community to the weekends to a very large community. But what I wanted to start with was I have three brothers. And every June when we got out of school, we were so excited for the summer to start, all the amazing things that we were going to do. And come probably the middle of August, 1st of September, we couldn't stand each other. We were so excited to get back to school, see our friends, and do all the amazing things that we were going to do once we got back to school. And I feel that way this morning. As we have all had summer vacation, we've been here and there, but really the amazing time that we have is the first day of school. It's what we live for. It's the excitement that comes from 15,000 students on Monday, and very few people have the opportunity every single year to start over in a way that it's fresh, with excitement, and really the future is ours for whatever we want to help students find. The other thing that was amazing about Big Bear for my brothers and I, my grandfather owned the only lumber yard in Big Bear. It was kind of like the Home Depot in Big Bear. So everyone in town had to come to my grandfather's lumber yard for whatever needs that they had. And the town recognized his work and named the football field Minder Field after my grandfather. But what was amazing about the town is as you drove up and down the streets during the week, your hand was always up as you were driving by because you knew every single car that was going by because they lived in the same community with you. And if Albert drove by and he didn't wave as he went by, then I would call him when he got home and said, "Albert, are you mad at me? Why didn't you wave?" My first year at Golden West College, I've had the same feeling. This college is a small family. I have never seen an environment where people go out of their way, not only to help students, but each other, the community members. You could almost put an arch over this entire campus and say the Golden West family rather than the Golden West College. And so as we start on this next year, I want us to remember how important family is. And part of that family is not only our community and the staff and the students, but really each of us are as well. We make up the key members of the family, and for that I am grateful to be part of it. When I came last year, there were three challenges or opportunities that we had a chance to face. The first one were FTS, high school enrollment, the declining enrollment in Huntington Beach. And then I remember the first question I got at the interview or the open campus forum was our college identity. And so I wanted to address those three areas as we go forward. The first one, FTS. I don't know if you knew it or not, but we had almost a 23% increase in our summer enrollment. For those in the back, It went from last year at 4,700 to this year at 5,800. Our FTS in the summer went up from 801 to 871, almost a 9% increase, and the sections that were offered were 176 to 214. With that, the other two colleges were close, but we were the college that was up for the summer. And I think that's indicative of the campus environment that we have, that the family that we have spent the last year letting the community know, and with that, the community is excited about being a part of the campus, and that was definitely illustrated in the summer enrollment. Oops. As we look forward to the fall, right now we are up about 1% in head count, almost 1% in FTS, and the sections offered are about 7%. Of the three colleges right now, we are the only one that are up for the fall. So the work that started last fall in saying we need to take a close look at our community, we need to take a close look at our high schools, how are we going to do that work, continued in the spring. It was illustrated in the summer, and now it's continuing in the fall. And so the momentum that started is absolutely going in the right direction. I think, though, there are some key reasons why that is happening. The first one, and Matt is going to have a presentation on dual enrollment and guided pathways, but let me show you, a year ago, we offered 9 dual enrollment sections with 181 enrollments. Success rate was 97, and the FTS that was generated from dual enrollment was about 17. This year, going in, we're offering 70 dual enrollment sections. The enrollment is about 1,500, and the projected FTS is about a little over 150. So you can see in 1 year, through the efforts of Matt and his staff, we have multiplied our dual enrollment by about 10 times. And what we And I don't think it's a coincidence. As we talked about family, as others are part of and get the opportunity to be a part of our family, it's contagious, and you can see we are moving in the right direction. And Matt and his staff, I think they're working about 27 hours a day. All of the local high school districts are asking them for additional classes, additional sections, and so we are moving definitely in the right direction. You can see from a percentage, the D sections have gone up 1,300% increase, enrollments almost 1,100% increase, and FTS about 1,300 FTS. For the math people in the room, I wanted to have the graphs as well as the data, and we'll talk about it as well. The other part that we have spent a lot of time on is non-credit. And before we start, I want to explain the thought behind non-credit. As you look at the declining enrollment in high schools, we need to find where are our future students going to come from. Well, one of those are dual enrollment. If we had 150 students a year ago that were thinking about Golden West College because they had enrolled in our dual enrollment program, now look at, we have 1,500 students that have enrolled in, and they are Golden West students, and they are moving not only in our direction, they are already here. The same thing is true with non-credit. The idea is if we can get students to enroll in our non-credit program, those are our future credit program students as well. So with that moving in that direction, this is a huge untouched market or population of students that we certainly can grow with, and they can grow with us as well. And let's look at the numbers that we've. So this summer, we had about 3,000 or 4,000 applications and about 900 students enrolled in our non-credit program. Those right now, we don't have any more room in any of the non-credit classes that we've offered. We're trying to hire additional faculty, find additional rooms, because this is a group of students that have been waiting for our college to interact with them. And once we did, here we go. I need to give Pam, our PIO, a shout out. What we did this summer for non-credit students, we called it Girl Scout recruiting. You know, when you go to the market and the Girl Scouts are sitting out in front and they say, would you like to buy some cookies, ma'am? And you say, no, no, thank you. You go in and you're shopping and you feel guilty even though you didn't buy the cookies. On the way out, you buy 3 boxes and eat 2 of them on the way home. So the idea of Girl Scout recruiting was, why don't we go to the markets, particularly in Oakview as well as in Westminster, set up our recruiting tents and see if people would be interested. Not only were they interested, but they broke the bank because we couldn't sign them up fast enough. And the idea was for them, thank you for coming, for us to go from where we live to a college campus. For most non-credit students is a bridge too far. They're intimidated by coming onto a campus. But once they're here, they are amazed by what is here and the family that welcomes them. And I knew that we had crossed over the barrier for non-credit students. The first couple of weeks of summer, all of us were giving directions. Where do you go? Here's your classes. The last part of the summer, there was a gentleman on a bicycle that speaks Vietnamese, and he stood at the front of the front door to the campus, and he in Vietnamese was giving directions. Because to him, being part of the family was enough, that he wanted his community to see how he was welcome. So he became rather than the Walmart greeter, he became the Golden West greeter at the front door welcoming our students. So what we have done is, 2 years ago we had 16 non-credit sections. Last year we had 50, and this year we're projecting 180. And when you look at non-credit FTS, 2 years ago was 30, last year was 86, and this year we're projecting 200, and my guess is it will probably go higher to 300. And these students, as they're successful in this program, the next step they will probably need is our ESL program, and then they will be our credit students. And they are excited about being here. And you can almost see them as they're part of the world of Golden West College. They sit up straighter, they walk taller, and they're proud to be college students. So here we go. So we were at the Asian Garden Market Mall, and I need to call out our managers and thank them. I need to call out our classified staff, and I need to call out our students. We put together about a 2-month schedule, 3 or 4 places every day. Pam never turned her car off because she was driving back and forth, replenishing materials. But we set up booths with tents and we said, please come, and they did. So we were at the Asian Garden Market, Saigon City. We just pulled up, put our tents out in a parking spot and said, would you? And they did. Oops. And we also went out to the swap meet. We have 10,000, 11,000 people that enjoy our campus every weekend. So rather than letting them come and go without touching them, we put together a swap meet booth. We interacted with students, and we had an amazing response. In fact, now I think they expect us there every single Saturday and Sunday because they're bringing their friends with them because they want to be part of the family as well. We also reached out to the Oakview community, and I need to give a shout out to Susie very definitely. But the Oakview community, needs some love, and they need to develop with our community trust. And so last year, one of my first things, Susie and I met, and she said, be patient, but I know we can break into this community. And so for the last year, Susie and her amazing team of 12, the mighty group of 12, have gone into the Oakview community, and they have gradually integrated the college world with the Oakview community world in a way that we now are trusted to be a partner with them, rather than somebody that's just coming in give us your students and we'll leave. No, we are making a long-term commitment in the community. And now there is a leadership organization in Oakview that Susie has been invited to be part of, not only as it involves the college, but as it involves the community as well. And we are starting to see a change in a way that I think as a community college, we need to be very sensitive to all of our community needs. And through Susie's eyes, we are doing that in the Oakview community. We also have, because of that effort, now the consulate in San Diego, that's where I came from, in Santa Ana, has invited us to set up our booth. We are right in the middle of Santa Ana, so Golden West now has an image and a place in the community. And here we are. So as people come into the community looking for a place, rather than not even being aware of us, now we are one of the few first places that they see. The other thing, I heard the story, if you can see the upper right-hand corner, the individual next to Susie, as I understand, she works at the consulate. Susie talked to her a little bit, and miraculously, she's now a student here at Golden West College. So our outreach. And again, as I mentioned, being part of the family is contagious. As people get to see the amazing work that's going on here with the amazing people that are here, they want to join in, they want to be part of. And for this student, my guess is that she will be driving past 2 or 3 other community colleges to be here. Her transportation would be easier in other places, but to be here with this family is what's important, and that's a compliment to all of you. Oops. So student success. I've had an opportunity to observe some classes, meet a number of faculty. Graduation was amazing. We're blessed with an amazing group of students. And student success here, really the 2 S's in front of student success, the font should be 47 rather than 17, because we really treat it with a respect as well as a passion that the results are amazing. So if you look at 17-18, the number of degrees and awards, 14,000, San Diego, 9,000, Santa Monica, 6,000. These were the awards in 17-18. If you go to the next one, Orange Coast was 10 at 52, and Golden West was 41 at 2686. That's nice, but look at the next one. Oops. Need some tech support. Last year, we awarded 10,000 degrees. And with that, if you look at the 17 and 18 numbers, I want to recount Santa Ana, but we would be number 2, not in the region, number 2 in the state for the number of degrees and certificates that we award. This isn't just a medium-sized college in Huntington Beach trying to do our best. This is a leading college in the state that is leading through student success. And when you look at the students that we have, not only do they bless you for the magic that happens in the classroom, but the success is here because they leave here with degrees and certificates that change their entire life. We did it through the audit petition, student services, working with instruction, working with a whole bunch of people doing grad checks, put this together. But this is a reflection of all of us. And all of us should be proud of this number. This year, we hosted 554 students, the opportunity to meet them, to be part of them. There is just something about a group of brand new students that are coming to college. When they walk in, their eyes are the size of saucers. You know what they look like on the first day. But their excitement for being here, the understanding that this is a new chapter in their life, I can't think of a better place to be. And so We gave them information that I think blew them away. One of them, and Claudia will talk about it, the Promise program, an opportunity to have free tuition and free textbooks. That doesn't happen very many places. And a number of students thought we were like, what's the catch? Well, the catch is you have to sign up for 12 units and get out of the way because everything else is going to come to help you. Some of our staff, I think, were more excited than our students. I don't think it's possible to tone him down, so that's just me. We had almost 1050 students that transferred. They transferred all over the country. These are the main transfer institutions where our students go. But what a remarkable list of institutions, more importantly, what a remarkable group of students now that are going on. We put the foundation together, and that is a strong, strong foundation. Our students will do well, whatever college they go to, but our fingerprints will be on them wherever they go, and for that, they will always be thankful to us. I met with the president from Cal State Fullerton, and he said, we love your students. Send as many as you want. We will make room for them. We love you. And so he basically opened up the front door and said, let's figure out a way for all of your students, bypass Long Beach. Who cares about Long Beach in his mind? Come to Cal State Fullerton. We're ready. At graduation this year, 4,400 degrees, certificates, and then we had a second graduation for those who had auto-awarded, and so they got to come with their families as well. The accolades for our students, here are some of them. 3 students received the Aleutian Pathway Scholarship of $5,000 each. Golden West was the only California community college to receive these awards, and only one institution in the country had 3 students receive that many awards. It was UC Riverside. And so, a lot of times when you drive to campus and you park and you get out and you go to your class or you go to your job and you get back in your car and you go home, you just are part of this is your normal life. But when you see the numbers, when you see the reflection in our students, you realize how magical the work that we are doing and the difference that it's making. And this is, again, an amazing place to go to school, to work, and really be part of it. Partnerships. We've spent the last year developing some partnerships. One of the things that really surprised me in some of my first meetings, everyone in the community loves the college. A lot of people in the community have no idea what we do at the college. And so our challenge has been, how do we get into the community and build on the love they have for us, but do it in a way that allows them to be partner with the work that's going on here rather than seeing at a distance. So we've partnered with the Chamber of Commerce. Now the Huntington Beach Chamber of Commerce is here on campus. All of the businesses in the community come to Golden West. This is the center of the business community. And with that, I am hoping that we will be able to develop partnerships and go down pathways and avenues that other colleges would never even think about. I've also been approached by some other colleges saying, how did you get the chamber on your campus? We need to do the same thing. And so we are leading the field in this direction. The Oakview Elementary School, through Susie's efforts, we are partnering with them. And the idea is, rather than waiting for juniors and seniors to make a decision about whether they should come to Golden West, we're partnering with them for kindergarten students. Now, this is a long-term program, obviously, but the idea is, I can tell you though, my daughter's 30, and it seems like yesterday she was going to school for her kindergarten year. So yes, it is a long way, but if we put down roots now in communities that are going to be here, want to partner with us, We'll have to wait 18 years, but after that, every single year, there'll be a graduating kindergarten class that are now seniors that are saying, I have been waiting my whole life to come to Golden West College. The other one is, I mentioned the Consulate of Mexico, and we have started a new program, esports. To me, my son played some video games, not a lot. To me, I'll just say, my son's friends played video game, had purple hair and orange socks, and they just used Monster drinks and hung out and played video games. And I thought, are you kidding me? Well, now the world has changed, that those Monster drinking, orange hair, purple socks, there is a huge demand for them for drone pilots. And so they get probably more money than any of us will ever see, and there's a huge demand. So with that, we're creating an esports similar to a football and basketball team. We will compete with other colleges. UCI has a huge program, and we discovered there are 400 or 500 high school students in the Huntington Unified District that are playing esports. And so with that, the market has changed. Students are going in a different direction. So we are responding to that as well. And Danny Johnson is leading the charge on this, and I'm excited to see where it will go. A quick campus update. I want to give a shout out to the grounds, the facilities, every person that I meet with and talk to when they come on campus, they are amazed at the beauty of the campus. They're shocked that this is in the middle of Huntington Beach, because when they walk on, it seems like it's an oasis outside of other places. And with that, our staff has done an amazing job. And so as students walk in the front door, they are impressed that our front door looks this well, and with that, they really appreciate the work that we've done. I also like, I don't know if Frank and Joe are here, but the detail, I don't know if you followed Frank around, the guy, like my mom at their house, he goes through each flower, it seems like, making sure that it's just right, making sure that everything is where it needs to be. And so with that type of detail and leadership, the staff is doing well.
Yeah,
The other thing is, I never thought the fence going around the Mass Science building was ever going to come down. I came to work yesterday and it was gone, and I thought a mistake had been made. Isn't there something supposed to be there? We had a meeting in the nursing building that overlooks the math and science building. And you know when you go to Disneyland and they show you in 3 minutes how the Matterhorn was built? The last week or so, this has been the math science. There have been hundreds of people at fast speed trying to get it ready. Janet, thank you for your leadership. We'll show you the building. Where's Rick? Rick, would you stand up? Rick, is the staff here that has been working all summer, where are they? You guys stand up.
Mr. President, thank you for that, because they're the ones that have made it happen.
Absolutely.
They really are.
Absolutely. What was an impossible task is now reality. The other thing that's been amazing this summer is, usually the summer is kind of quiet. You know, let's catch up on what we need to do. Let's prepare for next year. There's only been one problem in student services this year. This has been a daily occurrence that we have more students than we do computers. We have more parents bringing their kids in. And because of our non-credit, we had families coming in. We had students who are taking credit classes, bringing their parents who are bringing their parents. So we had 3 or 4 generations of students and potential students signing up for our classes. And there was an amazing group of students that we enlisted their help. They wore green t-shirts, and they were out in the student service building helping our future students enroll, work their way through, and we could not have done the amazing work that we have done without the leadership of the students' service leadership, but also those students. And so our students are part of this family that we call Golden West as well. So key issues going forward that I wanted to address. The first one is safety. I think that I've heard from a number of people we need to address and talk about the safety issue. I think this is relatively a safe campus compared to others across the country, but at the same token, I think there's some issues that we need to address. So I'm going to, before I go to that, Marty, would you raise your hand? Marty has worked all summer long, helping us in a number of areas that as we prepare for the next year. But I'm going to ask Marty if we couldn't put together a faculty, administrator, really a campus committee to take a look at the safety issue and see what areas can we address and how could we do a better job. Maybe at the end, everyone will say we're doing an amazing job, there's nothing we can do. My guess is there'll be a few areas that we can work on, and I would like to start working on that as well. It also seems like the campus has some momentum going in a direction that the community is jumping on with us, and I would like to build on that momentum as well and continue with your help, all of that, that partnership with our community. And finally, last year during our accreditation visit, we were having a planning and budget meeting, and one of the faculty, we were in a group, and she said, I don't understand, my guess is no one on the campus really understands the planning process as well as the budget process. We never hear back, and so I would like to work on transparency of the processes that we have and allow the campus to understand them in a way that they can not only contribute, but also help us improve them so everyone's aware of the direction that we are going. So that's where we are. So now, new employees. We have some new family members. Oops. Chrissy, are you here? Would you stand, please? Chrissy, go on. Thank you. We are excited to welcome new faculty. Yesterday was the first class for the new Faculty Institute. That group will be working together for the next year, but they are going to bring a rich group of experiences, passion, and excitement for our campus as well as our students. So, welcome. We also have new classified staff. Sherry, are you here? frosting? They're probably at their desks doing what they need to do to get ready for Friday. Lindsay? Lindsay? Christy? Yeah. Fernando? Dad? I know Chad is not here. He works the 3 p.m. to midnight. And then we have some new managers. Jaime? The president's office is loaning, you hear that, loaning, the tutoring center, Christina. And our new PAO, Pam. Matt is guided pathways in the back, as well as we've talked about Frank, and you see his work every day. And Ava. And then some familiar faces in new places. Linda. Rick went from acting to interim dean of math and science. And Annie. So I have 2 more slides, and then we will move on to the next part of the presentation. The first one is, if you've heard anything this morning, I hope what you take is the family that's here. And I wanted to recognize 2 family members that are here supporting us. One is the board chair, Dr. Lorraine Krinsky. Both of them are huge supporters of the college. You almost have to kick them out at the end of an event because they really support the college. They attend more events than I do, I think. And with that, thank you for your support. Yes. And they have to leave to go to the next Flex Day activity. But thank you for being here. So 2 more. Oops. The first one is, I've been here a year. Boy, did it go by quickly. But really what I would like to do is to let the newness wear off and really understand the family better than I do. And so I'm going to try a weekly office hour from Tuesdays from 2 to 3. We're not going to schedule anything in those times. If you want to come and talk, share an idea, give me insights that you have, please use that time. I know sometimes my calendar can fill up, but the idea here was rather than having to wait, you could do it and know that you could count on that time. If the time changes to another day or it works better for other people as we hear, then we'll be flexible and we'll let the campus know. But the idea is I would like to be a part of and learn and really understand even more than I think I do the family here at Golden West College. The other one is I'd love to follow you around. That's kind of a funny thing, isn't it? I would like to job shadow anyone that's interested. If it's a faculty member, I'll sit in the back and watch, see how you prepare, see what you're doing. If it's a classified person, I won't sit at your desk, but I certainly will figure it out. But really, I would like to know, because this is such an amazing place, I would like to know the most that I can about this amazing place. So when I'm in the community, when I'm the voice of the college, I can say firsthand rather than this is what I've heard. And so this is something we're going to try. Hopefully it will work well. And if not, then we'll try another idea and come up with something that does. As we go on to the rest of the program, one, I wanted to thank you. This is an amazing place. You've done amazing work, and the future is very bright for this college. With that, remember one of my things at the beginning was brand identity, and so we have worked this last year on the 2030 plan. What's the college going to look like in 2030? And with that will hopefully come a way that we'll understand our college, be able to brand it in a way that will meet where we are, where we're going, as well as our communities. And so we've had two amazing leaders that have helped us through this process, and they're going to bring you up to date and then where we're going next. So Dr. Eva Conrad and Deb Shipley.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Oh. Well, I'm impressed. I've been impressed since we got here in the spring. I'm impressed all over. My name is Eva Conrad.
Good morning, my name is Deborah Shepley. We are here to talk about your Vision 2030 Comprehensive Master Plan. And I have the clicker a minute ago. So we want to share with you what we've been doing. We've had the opportunity to work with many of you and interact with many of you, but we want to give an overview of what's been happening to date this year and what will be happening this fall. And answer perhaps some questions. The first of which is, what is a comprehensive master plan? Is it an educational master plan? Is it a facilities master plan? And the answer is that it's both. So your new Vision 2030 Comprehensive Master Plan will be an integrated education and facilities master plan, which is the absolute best way to develop your long-term plan. Those two topics are not isolated, they're absolutely integrated. And so this process is integrating the two in the best way possible. And so as we're talking about issues related to educational planning, we're looking at facilities planning, so we're integrating all along the way. It includes a lot of information, including projections about the college's growth, both at the campus level, at the program level. We're looking at areas of strengths, as well as areas that need improvement or opportunities. And ultimately, when the plan is completed, it will include the recommendations for a number of improvements campus-wide at both the educational planning level, but also for the site and facilities. So that's kind of an overview of what the entire comprehensive master plan is.
So what's the purpose of this document? And the purpose of this document is student success. Well, you say, we always do that, and we do that everywhere. You do. You do it in your program reviews, which are excellent. You do it in your strategic planning. The difference is, this is the long-term look. Accreditation standards and state regulations say colleges must stop and think about the future. So you ask yourself, what do our students need now? What do they need for fall semester? Or what do they need for spring? What we've been talking to many of you about is, do you think students in 10 years are going to be the same? What do you think students might need in 10 years? And building college goals that take into account that projection of what's coming. These goals are really important. They're a decision-making tool for allocating resources and for developing those short-term plans, such as your program reviews and strategic plan. We use the college goals to establish facilities planning principles, the broad guidelines related to facilities. And it gives us a document, a way to tell the community what we're doing and to ask for support. Tim recently described the status of Vision 2030 at a board retreat. That's one of the important functions of this document.
This is touchy. So we're developing this comprehensive master plan using a 5-step planning process. And this process began in January of this year, and it will extend through the end of the fall semester. And it started with step 1, where our team, even myself, along with many of our other team members, had to get up to speed on where you are in your planning cycles and what you're doing. So we collected a lot of information. We reviewed a lot of previous planning documents and any current planning documents that were important for this planning process as a foundation, because we wanted to dovetail into those and then build on that. It was also the time where we strategized on how to maximize engagement and how can we interact with your multiple stakeholders on campus, on and around your campus, to really engage with your entire campus community. So we strategized about ways to do that, and we mapped out a timeline with those key opportunities along the way for interaction, and that became our roadmap for the entire master plan process.
And once we have all that data, because through the prepare stage, we're gathering lots of data. Now it's time to analyze it. So we are really looking at existing conditions. What's happening in educational programs that includes student services, what's happening in administrative services, what's working well, and what might need something else or another look. And the same with facilities. How are the buildings working? If you are spending all your time in building X, are you able to meet your students' needs in that building? Or what is missing for you?
So in step 2, there's so much information to collect. Not only it's qualitative and quantitative information, we brought that all together in step 3, which is where we are right now. Where in step 3, we create the framework for exploring ideas and developing the recommendations. And in this framework in step 3, it's where we're developing the college-wide goals, initially in draft form, which is what they are now. We're also drafting a set of facilities planning principles, and we're also understanding the quantifiable data needed related to facilities. We're looking closely at how much space you have and projecting how much space you'll need so that we have that information as we move into the next step, which is step 4.
Okay, so we now have a well-defined, data-informed set of challenges and opportunities. We drafted the college goals. We've got a good draft of the facilities planning principles. So it's time to talk to everybody again. It's time to go through all of those with the task force. We'll talk about the task force in a minute. And it's time to explore how can we best transform the physical campus to meet your vision of the future, to meet your vision of what you need to meet students' needs. So during this fall, we will be exploring a series of options until we reach the preferred option.
And the preferred options will be developed in step 5 with the final recommendations. We'll pull all that together and create the final document that will be reviewed in draft form and ultimately be your final documented Vision 2030 comprehensive master plan through step 5. So we just kind of walk you through the process, but what we want to highlight is what we think are the 3 key ingredients for this process to be successful and to align what we understand are your measures of success. The process is very, very participatory. We'll share with you how. It's also very data informed and, of course, integrated, the integrated education and facilities planning piece.
Participatory comes in many flavors. We've met in small groups and large groups, and in a very large group at the planning retreat. So we're just going to summarize for you the things we've done in the fall. Number 1, the college president asked the leaders of constituent groups to appoint representatives to a master planning task force. Would you all stand up, those of you who are here are part of Vision 2030 task force? Oh, come on, there's really quite a few of you. Okay, Robert. Thank you, Robert. discharge. It is your job to monitor the development of the comprehensive master plan. It's your job to be the steward of information, to send information back to the areas they represent, and make sure we talk about master planning across the campus, and then to give us feedback on key findings. We have our first meeting of the fall on September 5th, and we'll be unveiling the draft college goals and facilities planning principles. And the feedback of that group on September 5th is crucial to get to the next draft. And then to make sure that everything we're doing with integrated planning is tied into other components of the planning process on your campus. Here are the names of the people on the planning task force. We're going to give you a minute to look at this so you can identify your representatives, because one of the ways you can be involved is to go to Pam or Ron or President McGrath, his open office hours, and say, tell me what's going on. We also interviewed. Now, how many of you were part of these interviews? We interviewed late spring. Can I see a show of hands? We did 25 interviews with representatives of instructional disciplines, student services, and administrative services. And the questions there are very important. What's working for you in terms of programming and services and facilities? What's coming ahead in your discipline? Good information.
And then broader campus engagement. We've done this through a number of different ways, beginning very, very early in the spring semester. Part of our team came to your open house that some of you probably participated. That was inviting the entire community, your surrounding communities, to the campus to see what's going on. And so we put up a board, and many of you have seen us around campus. We like to use sticky notes and stickers and all sorts of things to get information. This particular board, we asked people about what's their first impression of Golden West College, and what do you think? And it was fascinating. We got great information and had wonderful conversations with community members that lived very close by and that had never ventured into the middle of campus and were so surprised at all that has happened, and the new student services building and the wonderful quad, and they really didn't realize all that was evolving and changing on campus. We also joined your planning retreat, and that was a scheduled retreat, but we took an opportunity to also begin conversations related to the comprehensive master plan and ask questions, again, getting as much engagement and feedback as we could to inform the planning process. And then in April, our team was here all day along Main Street with a series of boards. This was an opportunity to engage with your entire campus community, students, faculty, and staff. Can you raise your hand if you came by and participated? Some of you did. The majority of people that participated were students, which was fantastic. We got a lot of information from the students about how they interact with the campus, what are their favorite places to go focus or to study, or where they like to collaborate, or where they go to rest and recharge. And this information we collected, we analyzed, and we brought that forward to the task force as part of the data collection. And knowing that not everybody is on your campus, we also distributed, and some of you probably saw this, and I hope you participated in the online survey, again, just to maximize opportunities for the diverse interests, perspectives to be part of the planning process. This was all pulled together and incorporated into the planning process.
Go back once. I think this photograph on the upper right is interesting. This is a question of what is your favorite place on campus and which is your least favorite place on campus, two different boards. And if you notice, there's a lot of consensus. And in fact, it was pretty startling to see the sticky note on top of sticky note on top of sticky note, a lot of agreement among you all about what you like. That should build the future. Okay, this is a data-informed plan. We use quantitative and qualitative. So I read every program review that was submitted in May and looked at what the key issues are across the disciplines, across student services, across administrative services. These interviews, again, with instruction, student services, and administrative services, I think the most important question we asked is, if you came back in 2030, this is Vision 2030, if you came back in 2030, what would you like to see on campus? What would you like to see happening? What kind of programming and services would you like to see? Really insightful, tremendous good ideas. And we did a lot of analysis of the communities. What's the average level of educational attainment? Where are the students coming from? What does the census tell us about population 10 years from now in 2030? Because that's part of our key issue. What about housing costs in Huntington Beach? Oh my God. Okay. Those kinds of data.
And then the data we collected from all the campus engagement, and a lot of this is more on the experiential side, which is such an important part of the planning effort. We took this diagram on the upper left was a result of asking people to map their path through campus, where they start their day and how they circulate through the campus. And we overlapped with the two different colors, with faculty and staff as one color and students are the other. And we did that to help validate and help our team understand circulation patterns and understand how the campus is being used today and use it as a basis for planning for the future. We looked at favorite and least favorite. We also asked a lot about how much time people spend on campus and what they do, particularly students, between classes and where they like to go. All very important information for planning. And then our team augmented that with our additional information that we collected from other studies we did, including looking at zoning of functions on campus. We looked at the facilities condition. The condition of all your facilities is so important to how they're supporting or not supporting, in some cases, the programs and services that are housed in those locations. Also looking at campus landscape. So we're looking holistically at the entire physical environment of the campus. As we've done that and we've pulled it forward into the preliminary goals and facilities planning principles.
And throughout, it is integrated. That's a word we hear a lot in California community colleges related to comprehensive master planning. As Deb said, this means we are integrating and ensuring that the educational planning decisions inform the development of facilities. That facilities are being designed to meet your vision of where student services is going, where instruction is going, your perceptions of what students need inform not only the decisions on the academic and student services side of the house, but also facilities recommendations.
So we've shared with you what's happened to date. We are in the middle in step 3, and there will be a lot of activity this fall. So we will be presenting these drafts. There'll be ideas explored, as we mentioned, this fall. They'll be very preliminary. They'll be very drafty until they get firmed up into the final recommendations. That's what our team will be doing next, interacting with you all in the next few months.
So we're going to ask the leaders of constituent groups who are members of the planning task force to take back to their constituent groups these drafts. It's not pages and pages, 1 page, 7 college goals, and to say, yeah, this fits. This really fits with my image of where we're going in the future. yes, this fits, this is a good enough umbrella under which I can work with the things that I believe need, or the state believes students need. Same with the facilities planning principles. In addition to those drafts, there is a page, for lack of a better word, in Vision 2030 on each instructional discipline and each student service and each administrative service. We've gone through that draft twice now, and this will be the final go-through. So when your dean asks you, please read the draft and give us final feedback, how you can be involved is to take that seriously.
The next is to, as we mentioned, the task force, which is our primary working group that we're working with consistently throughout. If you're interested in learning more or just finding out what's going on, or perhaps you haven't been involved and would like to get involved, connect with your task force representatives, particularly through the months of September and October, where we will begin on that exploration of ideas.
In March, President McGrath invited 75 or so people to come to the planning retreat. Can we see your hands? I want to make sure you got the notice about the fall planning retreat. This is part 2. In the fall planning retreat, we are going to review the college goals, the facilities planning principles, and the preliminary recommendations about facilities. This is a very important closing chapter.
And lastly, it has not been scheduled yet, but in November or December, we are planning an open forum where we will be sharing the preliminary recommendations related to transforming your physical campus and the site and facilities recommendations. I would say continuing the transformation of your campus with your new buildings and the other concepts that are developed as part of your Vision 2030. So we will be sharing that and hope to get your feedback, and we'd love for you to participate.
And in summary, because we may not see all of you again, we want to say what a delight it has been to work on this campus in the fall, in the spring. We're looking forward to the fall. Feels like the first day.
Thank you very much. And please get involved. This is going to shape not only where we are in 2030, but also future bonds, programs that we offer, and direction that we go. And so your involvement is key. Once we take it to the board, that will set the stage for the next work that we do, and that will be permanent. And so we really appreciate now with the two of you leading us, having the opportunity for people to get involved and shape that. Now we want to give you some quick updates on what's going on the campus. And the first one is the promise with Claudia.
Hi, everyone. So I am very excited. Ooh, this is very loud. I probably don't even need a mic. So we have 2 amazing new programs for our students that I want to share with you. And I really want to start off by thanking Marty and the support of the Academic Senate Office, because hopefully you all received earlier this week a set of PowerPoint slides, and the information I'm sharing with you is included in those slides, so you will have those to refer back to if you have any questions. So the first program is our Golden Promise program. If you recall, we did roll this out last year, but this year we're able to grow it and expand it. So when we say free college, we really mean free college. So we mean if you're a full-time, first-time student, you completed the FAFSA or the California DREAM Act, and you are eligible, you will get free tuition, free textbooks, free fees, free parking, free everything. So whatever you need, come see us. I want Andrea Garcia, if you're in the room, can you please stand up? Our financial aid manager, she is the lead of this program. She's probably working with the students. She's always with students, helping them out. So if you have questions about that, if your students have questions about that, please lead them to her and she will be more than happy to help them. So last year, our allocation from the state was around $380,000. We receive our allocations about July of each year, so as you can imagine, trying to ramp up over the summer and advertise that to our incoming students is a challenge. But last year, we were able to serve 159 students. This year, our allocation is well over 800,000. Combined with our rollover allocation from last year, we have over $1 million to spend on our students before June of 2020. So we are anticipating that we will serve over 700 full-time students with this program. Yay. Two amazing things I think that we've done for our students is we've worked very closely with the bookstore, and I want to thank them for their partnership. And we have pre-packaged our textbooks for our students. So our students who showed up on Welcome Day, they came into the bookstore, we had a table, they just gave us their name, and we gave them a packaged set of textbooks. They were amazed. Last night, the bookstore shut down from 5 to 7 p.m. and we had a VIP event for our students. And I will share it because I was there. A VP from a sister college whose daughter is attending our college full-time showed up with his daughter and was just amazed at this level of service that we are providing to our students. So Andrea, Christina, everyone who worked on this, the bookstore, thank you so much for your support. Okay, so next, if you haven't heard about this, is our OCTA College Pass program. This is really amazing. Every single Golden West College student has unlimited free bus passes for the entire term. Credit students, non-credit students, all students. It starts Monday. So there are two ways to get this. You either download it on your phone, the app, which is the preferred method, or you come into the Student Services Center to Admissions and Records and you get a student ID card and we will encode it for you to be able to get that pass. It's live. There was a sighting yesterday in Yorba Linda of this bus by Pam Brashear. Thank you to Kristen Hill and Frank Sirioni. This is our design. OCTA worked with us to design this bus, and you will see this around in the community. There's no better way to share with everyone around what Golden West is about. So again, these are the two ways to get the pass for the buses, and again, it's good for the entire term. So the amazing thing about OCTA is they didn't want students to have a gap in services for intersession in summer, so basically it works till all the way through, so there's no gap for students. And if you haven't noticed, we do also have a new Golden West student ID design. It's a beautiful Huntington Beach pier, so hopefully you'll be seeing that from your students soon. So these are just some FAQs. Our associate students were amazing enough to fund this program for the next 3 years. Most colleges who implement this program have to charge an additional fee per student, but our students were generous and gracious enough to fund that for the entire student body. So thank you to our associated students. And these are just a few of the bus routes that come specifically to the college. Like I said, it's unlimited to anywhere and everywhere OCTA goes, but we wanted to show our students, depending on where you are in the community, you have many options to get here on campus. So that's the OCTA bus program. Before I finish, I'm going to ask every single student services team member to stand up, please. If you're on the student services team, counselors, administrators, professionals, everyone please stand. They are the amazing core of this campus. Every initiative we talk about, every campaign, they are there, ready, willing, and able to help our students. They go go above and beyond every single day. They do what it takes. It doesn't matter if it's from their program or their department. They help every single student with whatever their needs are. So I thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. And now an update on our Academic Success Center for the success of our students. Christina?
Hello? Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Okay. I probably don't need a mic either, actually. So a lot of you probably know me from the president's office. I was there for over 10 years. But I'm loving my new role over in the LRC as the Interim Academic Success Coordinator. And I'm here to tell you all about the Academic Success Center. Many of you may already know the resources that we offer there, but I've been finding in my conversations with people that a lot of you are unaware of the resources that we offer the students. So I want to briefly touch on what we offer and explain some of the new things that we have going on. So housed in the Academic Success Center, which is the first floor of the LRC, we have the tutoring center, we have the writing and reading center, the student computer center, and this also houses the embedded tutoring program. So a tutoring center, obviously we offer tutoring appointments and drop-in tutoring. We also have an international conversation lab where ESL students can come in and practice their conversational English skills. The Writing and Reading Center is actually led by our English department, but they have short courses that students can enroll in to get help with their writing skills and understanding their college textbooks. The Student Computer Center is actually a centralized computer lab that has all of the software from the different program labs around campus housed in one place. And many of you are aware of our embedded tutoring program, where we assign a tutor to your class, and that tutor works with those students inside and outside the classroom. So over the summer, our wonderful team, has been working very hard on some new and enhanced resources to help our students succeed. First, we have designated an area in the tutoring center for the math study lab, and this is going to be a place where students can come and work on their math homework assignments or study for exams, and there will be tutors circulating to help them and answer their questions. The lab will be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday. It will cover all levels of math, and students will have unlimited access to it. Next, we've expanded access to individual tutoring appointments to all our students. So previously, this was reserved only for EOPS and DSPS students, but we've opened it up to all students this semester. And next, we've implemented an online appointment system. So previously, students had to come in to the center or call the center if they wanted to reserve an appointment. Now they can go online and make their own appointment. And we've added tutor profiles to our website. You guys should go on our website and check them out. It's beautiful. So students can go online and learn about the tutors before they decide who they want to make an appointment with and before they come and visit. And we've been working on developing, on professionalizing these tutor positions. So we just finished, Erin and I and our team, a 3-day training with all of our tutors. There was about 60 of them there. And they've got instructional tools to use with their students. We introduced them to a lot of the student services on campus. We invited in the managers from the different departments to talk about their programs so that they can share that information with their students. Oops. So there's some information that's really important for the students to know. In order to access these resources, students must do 3 things. First, they need to enroll in Learning Skills 921. It's a 0-unit course, so it's free for the students. It's very quick to enroll. We've actually removed the need for an ad code. So previously, students had to call or come into our center to get an ad code. And we've removed that barrier, so now they can just go online and enroll. It literally takes a minute. Then they need to register in MyWC Online, which is our new scheduling system that we've implemented. So whether or not they're going to be making appointments online, they still need to register for that so that when they come into our center, we can check them into whatever resource they're going to be using. That is also a 1-minute registration, very easy. And the good news is everybody who registers by September 6th will be entered into a drawing for a laptop, which was very generously donated by our foundation. I'm not sure if Bruce is here. Not here. And then finally, they need to have their GWC student ID card when they come in. So we need to encourage them to get their student ID cards. We would very much appreciate your help in spreading this information to our students. So we have a lot of handouts that we can give you to hand out to your students to have available in your centers. But we would really love to come out and do classroom visits. We'll have our tutors come out and provide an overview of the resources and actually walk them through enrolling and registering. Or you can bring your class into the Center for Orientation. We'll show them what we have and what we do, and we'll sit them down and walk them through registering. We really want to get them enrolled and registered before they come into the center for their services, because that's just going to cause them to slow down when they want to get to their resources. If you would like to request a classroom visit or an orientation, you can go onto our website, which has been redone by David in promotions, and it is beautiful. There's a little green button down on the left-hand side where you can click and fill out a form, and we'll set something up for you. And finally, we are having open house from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Thursday of next week. So you're all invited to come in and check us out. And most importantly, we would love if you encouraged your students to come in and check us out. We're going to have a prize wheel they can spin and win a prize. We'll sit them down and walk them through enrolling, and we'll show them everything that we have going on. Okay, that's all. And if anybody has any questions, they can contact me. I don't remember what I did. I actually, I have a handout that has all of this information. I saw some of you taking pictures, but I have a handout. We'll have it for you at the end of the session so that you have the websites and everything that you need. Okay, thank you.
And we have one more presentation, Susie. We're excited about the opening of the Equity Center. I wanted to fill you in on the details.
Hear me? Okay, good. So you heard about the wonderful resources that we have for our students when it comes to academic resources. And I'm pretty sure that in your classroom you always have a student or students that run into challenges, personal challenges at home. And the first thing they think about is, I need to drop this class, or I need to drop the entire semester. I can't continue. And what we wanted to do is provide a center where we can be a resource for you and for all students, so that the student can come to us and we can connect them to on-campus and off-campus resources, so that the last thing they think about is about dropping school. So we are creating an Equity Center. We are going to be located, we're already there, in the Student Union. That is where the cafeteria is, upstairs where Student Life used to be. And we are going to have a grand opening around the 4th week of school. We want you to settle down in your courses and then come and support us into the grand opening and ribbon cutting. And so I'm here to share with you what that vision is going to look like, and hopefully get your support. And now you don't have to think about, where can I send our student that is having this personal issue? Now you can think about Equity Center. Now, Equity Center is up in the air in terms of the name of the center. One, either we keep it and we normalize what equity is on campus so everybody knows what that is, or two, we find a name that makes sense for our students. We did reach out to some students throughout the summer. We asked them what they thought about equity. Some knew, and some thought about mortgages. So we reached out to our management team for some possible names that are out there that have been recommended to us. We will be reaching out to you. We'll be talking to a lot of students during the first 2 weeks of school. We're gonna nail this, and we're gonna come up with something that makes sense for our students. So let's dive right into it. Oh, I have the clicker, right? Okay, so this is going to be the lobby area. Again, this is going to address non-academic challenges for our students, and I'll give you 2 quick examples. We have undocumented students on campus. They may have challenges at home based on our political climate, and they may think about dropping out of school, or they have other fears that they're facing. We want them to come to us, and we'll connect them to on-campus and off-campus resources. We're very well connected with Chirla, that's one of them, and we have many more that we can connect them to. Another one, we have students that identify as LGBTQ+, and they may be going through some challenges and may need someone to talk to. We want them to come to us, and we want them to get connected to the resources that they need. And we will be implementing a peer navigators program. This is going to be led by our students, because sometimes students, it's easier to talk to other students versus a staff member. So we want these student leaders to be well versed in all the student populations that we serve and know how to connect them to the on-campus and off-campus resources, kind of a case management approach, so that they can keep track of them, and the goal is for them to be successful throughout the semester. They'll have a lounge. The students can come here, hang out, complete their homework, have access to computers if they need them. What used to be the a conference room in student life is now turned into a group sessions workshop space. This is available for you as well. If you want to have a large group tutoring session, or you want to offer a special workshop, come and talk to us. We'll make this room available for you. This summer alone, we had a group of 20+ students that needed a space to study, and they were there with us. We created a space for you. Especially faculty, staff, part-time faculty members may not have a space for them to hold office hours. I invite all of you, full-time and part-time, hold your office hours with us. Come and connect with our students, your students, and offer your office hours there. Then we have an office space. This is a confidential space. We are collaborating with counseling, the counseling division, to offer express counseling hours there. Our Puente counselor has always been interested in offering something like this and has offered her services to be held here. And we also want to bring all of the community resources that are out there to hold their services here in this space, so that the services come to the students and the students don't have to go out there and search for them. And then we are offering space for our peer navigators as well. There's 4 stations there. We're looking for 8 peer navigators. We are partnering also with the Peace Studies program with Fran. Her class is going to be offering service learning hours, and we are going to be making sure that we connect those service hours with the peer navigator program. And for now, our hours of operations will be from 8 to 5, Monday to Friday. We'll be assessing what the demand is for the center, and we will be surely adjusting those hours if the students need them. And again, we're going to have the opening ceremony. I'm thinking the 4th week of school is going to be a good one, but be out on the lookout for that special invitation for you all to show up and support. And I hope to see you there. And one more announcement that I'm just going to slide in there because it's not on the slide. I want to hold an open forum for equity. So there's a lot of changes that have happened in our equity program. We're now known as Student Equity and Achievement Program. And there's changes in the way that we're going to get funded. And I want the voice from everyone. I want everyone's input in how equity should move forward here on campus. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I'm hoping that you're getting the sense that the momentum that has started on behalf of students is becoming a snowball turning into an avalanche. It's an honor to serve our students collectively with you. Thank you very much. Erin?
So I just have a few details and logistics before we depart. I said this before, but I'm just going to say it once again because I want to make sure everybody, especially the part-time people, get compensated. Please sign in outside if you have not signed in already. Please sign in outside if you have not done that. We're going to be on break right now until 10:15. So during that break, as you exit, you can either exit at the top or you can exit out the sides, grab some coffee. Hold on, I'm not done. I have other things to say. Please, Irene. Sorry. When you exit, please go directly to the recreation education / gym, the big old gym. We have the whole thing set up for our next session. And as you enter the gym, please find your humans and sit in your departments. I want to be clear, we have not labeled the tables and we're not assigning you to a certain space, and we understand that some of the departments will be larger than the one table. So let's be collaborative and help pick up the tables if we need to and move them together and find your humans, okay? I just want to make sure everyone is clear on that so we are efficient and we make this time as productive as possible. All of the department chairs have been sent an email from me last night at like 7 p.m. You could tell I was still working. One for our guided pathway session, which is our next session. Another one for our curriculum workshop, which is the one after that. So department chairs, if you have not already, please forward that to your people. And the last thing that I'd like to say is if you did not bring a laptop or a Chromebook or an iPad or whatever the heck you use, in the back of the gym, we have 2 Chromebook or laptop carts for you to use if you need them. There's internet, there's wireless access points, so not to worry about that. And I will stop talking so you can enjoy your break. Thank you.